about the end of the pregnancy. So my labor was kind of like, I could feel my labor starting, but all my Braxton Hicks contractions, they just felt like a stomach cramp. They didn't feel like the Braxton Hicks that I had had before. Those ones were painful. Like, I was dying painful. And I went into preterm labor with the first pregnancy, so I know what labor felt like. On top of, I had natural labor, so I know what labor felt like, and none of that was labor. And it was, like, really annoying, because I was trying to go into natural labor, and it never happened. Like, I tried everything. I ate a whole pineapple. I ate all the hot sauce. I ate everything. I went for a walk up a hill. Kind of hill. I went in the fucking mountain. I went for a fucking hike. Like, I went up everything. I did everything. Had all the sex. Did all that. It's just... nothing worked. Nothing like I would have, like, a couple contractions. Like, my little tiny contractions. They didn't feel like contractions. I would have a couple of those. And then I'd just, go away. They wouldn't do anything. Like, nothing would start it. And I was like, alright, fine, I guess I'm not going into natural labor. Whatever. Fine. Ruined my dreams, thank you. But, I was really trying. I'm like, my doctor said it 2 weeks ahead, that if you don't get into natural labor by this date, we're gonna schedule it this date. And then I would come back the next week, she'd be like, you're still pregnant. I'm like, yep, still pregnant. So I got induced when I was 39 weeks in like a day, I think. I don't remember. That wasn't really important. But I was full term. So, oh, no, sorry. My brain is not working. So, I went into the hospital at 39 weeks in one day, and I had her, it was like 2 to 3 days later. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 days later, because she didn't want to come out. And it's funny, because my grandma's birthday, my grandma who passed, she died on the 2nd of February, and her birthday was on the 12th of February, which was her birthday, which was what the day when she was born. So, it was kind of funny, like, she waited just for that day. It's kind of cute. So, when I did get checked into the hospital and all that stuff, I was like, oh, it's my second birth. Like, it'll come quick, right? Like, all the other people say. Oh, it came quick, all right. After my labor officially started, but my labor never started, so I was, like, sitting there for 2 days with the Pitocin being, like, pumped into me, and not a damn thing would happen. I would just sit there, like, yep, still pregnant. Nope, not having contractions. Nothing's working. My stomach hurts. Can I still eat food? Oh, yeah, I ate food all the way up until, like, I had a legitimate amount of contractions, and I stopped eating. But my labor, my actual labor was so fast that I didn't even, like, I didn't starve. It's okay. I'm a fat ass, so I need my food. I literally had food, like, I kept sneaking it because I didn't know if I was able to eat or not. I kept sneaking it because I wasn't having legitimate contractions. So I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking eat because I'm hungry. Can't keep me from eating. I need to eat in order to stay alive because my blood sugar. So yeah, it was like immediately after birth when I started having the shakes. And then I was, at first, like the first like hour or two, I was like, no, it's okay. And then I was like, no, this is not weird, or this is not right, this is weird. So I started telling the nurses, and the nurses were like, all right, well, we'll get the doctor. Mind you, I forgot to add this at the beginning, but I had like 3 fucking doctors. My actual doctor, my OB, did not come in to the day that I was supposed to have a baby, and it was some other lady. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it because the lady was nice and she was cool and she was like on board with me getting my tubes tied, which is another thing that I forgot to mention. I was supposed to get my tubes tied within 24 hours after having the baby, but because of my heart condition, it wasn't gonna happen. And then because I got sick, it definitely wasn't gonna happen. So like I was telling the doctor, I was like, I don't feel right. They're like, I'm shaking, I'm having some issues. But like, as I was being discharged, they played it off as like shock or like adrenaline or something. Like, I just pushed out a baby, and they said, you know, it's because you had the baby, your body's just adjusting. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So then I go home the next day. Yeah, it was the next day, 24 hours after. We had to wait a couple hours because she was having oxygen level issues, but yeah, she was fine. It was at 99%, 100% when we left, so that was good. Then we got into the truck, and that was when I was like really starting to hurt. My uterus, like I said, it just kind of like felt like my uterus was just gonna plop out. Like it felt like that last time, but I didn't have this pain in my stomach like I did last time, or didn't have last time. I had the stomach and my pain this time. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So I had like a lot of pain, and I was like, okay, give me a little bit. I just had her yesterday. Like, I'm gonna be a little fucked up, right? No, don't ever do that. Make sure you let those doctors know, because it could literally be life or death if you don't go to the doctor. If you're not feeling okay, you need to get into the doctor, especially after that, which is what I did the next day. Well, sort of. It was the day after we brought her home. I was just feeling like dog shit afterwards. I was not having a good time. Like, I had a fucking headache. I started having like really bad like body aches, my whole body. And then like I said, my uterus just kind of like had that weird quiver going on, and I had it last time, but it wasn't this bad. And then my stomach was just hurting like really bad, like just my uterus area. It was I don't know how to explain this other than I was like, I needed to have something. I felt like I got hit in the damn uterus with a baseball bat with nails, and the nails were stuck inside of me, and they were just like hurting me. And this is just like the hard part to explain to how I was feeling so that other people are aware about it. It was like, oh, excuse you, good job. I don't know how else to explain it other than the lower abdomen hurt really bad. My hips were like in so much fucking pain. My pelvis, again, that was another part. My pelvis felt like it got fucking ran over and shattered, and it was just like constant fucking throbbing pain, like in fucking like really bad pain. And like I don't even like I said, I don't know how to explain this to you guys. It was that night that I actually got like really hot in bed, and I thought it was because the heater, because it was in the middle. So it was in the middle of a snowstorm, and all the heaters were all cranked up in the damn house, and I was like really having, like, I was sweating bad, and it was just terrible. Like, everything was just like, I don't want to feel like I was over exaggerating, but it made me feel like I was over exaggerating about everything. And so, like I said, I was when I started getting the fever. I started getting like really hot. It was snowing, so I thought, you know, maybe it was just the heater. Stove was on. I was really fucking hot, and then like it was at like midnight that night, or that morning, I guess, and I started getting really cold all of a sudden, and I think that was when my fever started. And then like I was shaking, I was freezing, I couldn't fucking get warm. Like, I even had 3 fucking big ass blankets on me, and I still couldn't get warm. And like I thought the baby was cold because I was cold, and I was like all huddled up on her, and she was probably all sweating, fucking like dying because I was hot. And then it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I got up and I was like really hot, and my husband was like checking me. He's like, "You're really hot, are you okay?" I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. So he got the thermometer, took my temperature, and it was like 102 or 3 or something. And I was like, okay. So I like sat there for a little bit, and I started Googling some stuff, and I was like, this pain, the fever, everything that I'm feeling, it all leads to an infection, and you could die if you have the infection. And that's what really scared me, because I was like, I just got here. I don't want to go back to the damn hospital for another fucking forever, for however long. And I was really honestly scared because I didn't know what to expect from it. And then like I was driving myself in the middle of a snowstorm to the hospital, and I tried to pump as much as I could for the baby because I didn't want her to be on formula, but that's what ended up happening while I was gone anyway. But it was okay because we got back on breast milk. So got to the hospital and told them everything, and they took me in like right away, and they started drawing like a bunch of damn blood, and every freaking ounce of blood in my body, I swear to God. They had like these things that look like Tabasco sauce bottles. They were huge, and they took my blood. And because I hate my damn blood being drawn, I was like, can you just like do it all out of the same hole that you did the IV in? Because I can't handle that. I had to suck it up the next 4 days afterwards, but you know. So then they gave me a whole bunch of antibiotics in one bag, and then like I could not stay warm for the shit of me. They turned the heat up in that room. Yeah, they turned the heat up in the hospital room, and then I still couldn't fucking get warm, so they gave me like 3 blankets, and I had my jacket on, and sweatpants, and like a whole bunch of shirts, because I was fucking freezing, and I don't know why. Well, I know why now, but like I could not get fucking warm. I was freezing my fucking ass off, and I was just like, fuck. The whole time I was just freezing, shivering, everything. And then I kept like trying to pump, like reminding myself to pump, and I hadn't done that in a while. But like I was so fucking like aching and sore that I couldn't even get up to go pump, and I was just sitting there like dying. Like literally I was fucking dying. And if I hadn't have gone when I did, I probably would have died at home, just because of how bad the infection was. And they told me that if I had waited any longer, I probably would not have made it, because the infection was so fucking bad. And they gave me the first 2 rounds of antibiotics in the emergency room, and then they finally admitted me back to the OB section, because it's technically an OB like thing, but they didn't really. It was kind of like they just stuck me somewhere. But because our hospital is so small anyway, it was like all in the same hall, so it was close enough to the OB nurses and all that they can come help me, because I literally just gave birth. I don't have any of my diapers. I don't have any of my little squirter bottles or anything. I don't have shit. You guys are still gonna have to come help me. Like, I still need, help. I had my help at home, and now I'm here. So I'm back, and better than ever. Or not better than ever, because I was really sick. But like, I needed their help, and I had a male nurse, which it wasn't his fault. He didn't know. He's not an OB nurse. He didn't know anything about it. But I was just like, I just gave birth. Can you all give me some pads, those big old diaper things y'all got, and make sure you come check on me, because I don't know, I have my fever and all that stuff. So I was in and out of consciousness a couple of times, because I was fucking dead. I was dying. I don't know how many times that I had ran a fever. Every few hours I ran a fever, because it was just, my body was trying to fight it. And then my husband came that evening, And I was like telling him all about how that male nurse was. I mean, like I said, it wasn't really his fault, but somebody could have come checked on me. I know for sure that I was not checked on for a good 5 hours, and that was the time that I was asleep, and that the doctor came in and asked me questions about my my heart condition, and that was it. Like, do you not know that I'm not doing really good here? Did you not? That hospital, I would not recommend going to that hospital ever again, because it just sucks. Anyway, so the OB nurses started coming in. They were actually really good nurses because they do their job good. They're good nurses. The OB department of that hospital was like pristine. So when they started coming in, I actually got help when they started coming in. Like when night shift came, I had the same nurse that helped me when I had the baby, and she was just legit. She was awesome. She always came in, checked on me, and every time I had a how was it? I had like a weird allergic reaction, and my eyes were fucking burning like a motherfucker. And like I said, I worked at a prison before, and it felt like I had fucking OC in my eyes. The pepper spray. Like, I felt like I had pepper spray in my fucking eyes the whole fucking time. And I just had my eyes closed, and I was like, is there something? Am I like allergic to whatever fucking antibiotics you're giving me? And then like I kept telling them, and like nobody would come help me go to the bathroom because like I couldn't fucking stand, and like nothing would happen. So when that night nurse came in, I had everything help. I had all the help in the world. Like, she came in, she gave me Benadryl and all that stuff, and she helped me go to the bathroom, and she helped me like wipe myself because I couldn't fucking move. And like that infection like really fucked me up, that I couldn't fucking walk. I was in so much pain. Like, I could hardly keep my fucking eyes open because my head hurt so fucking bad. And I felt like I was dying, and I'm pretty sure that I was. But it was, the first day was shitty. The second day, I was still having my fever, so they would come in every few hours after I would have a fever. Every time I had an official fever, they would come in and check my blood and see what's going on with my blood, how my blood is reacting to the antibiotics, how my body's reacting to the antibiotics. And my last fever was at 2 in the morning, the day after I got to the hospital, and I had to have at least 24 hours without a fucking fever. So I had to wait another fucking day, and that was like torture because my postpartum started hitting in, and I was like, fuck, I'm sitting here pumping in this lonely ass room. There's nobody in here. The only person that comes in is the fucking nurse to see if I'm fucking dead or not. I mean that's nice, but that wasn't, I needed to be home with my baby, and it was just like fucking me up seeing her on the phone, having somebody else hold her, and it's not me, and she's crying, and I know what she needs, and they're just like, oh, what's wrong with you? And I tell them that she needs something, because I know what she needs, over the phone, obviously, because I'm the mom, I know what it needs. And they weren't getting it, and they like weren't listening, and I was like, you're not getting it. And I'm not there, and I can't do anything. I'm stuck in this fucking hospital, and I'm fucking sick, and I can't fucking do shit, and I'm pumping, and it's not my baby, and that's not what I want to do. And I was just going through a lot of mental shit in the fucking hospital, and I was just like, this fucking sucks. I don't want to fucking be here. Not like I want to die, but like I didn't want to be in the fucking hospital. I was fucking tired of it. I was like, no, I want to fucking go home. Can you just like fucking hurry up and like shoot the shit in my ass and like let me go home? I want to go home. I need to go home. I was really fucking upset about that. It's like, obviously I know I need to be in the hospital, but I was just mad because I wanted to go home. Because I just had my baby, and I just fucking like lost, I thought, postpartum shit. I didn't think I was gonna have a bond with her because I was only there with her for 24 hours. That was it. That was the whole fucking thing. And then I ended up in the fucking hospital, and she was gone. She was cared for by other people for a few fucking days, and it fucking scared me because I was like, my bond is gone. She's not gonna know who I am. But she did, so it wasn't that bad. when I got back. I was like so happy. I was crying the first time I came back, and I stuck her back on my breast, and it was like, yes, the bond is still there. We're okay. I'm just crazy. I'm just going through some shit, I guess. And after I actually got out of the hospital, I thought that I had a fucking blood clot in my leg. I was all fucking paranoid, so I took some aspirin for a couple days, and I guess it like went away, and I didn't feel it anymore. So yeah,